All right, let's see if this thing is working like it needs to work. But I'm pretty much on time. We're 3 minutes late, but I'm here. I'm here like a mug. All right, just waiting on this thing to click on in. There I am. I see myself. All right, let me let everybody know on Instagram and other. Oh, damn, now the kids are coming in here. I hear them now. All right, hold on. Let me let everybody know. Oh, it's hot in here where I am right now. Very hot in here. Okay, I was trying to do just waiting on this thing to click on in there. All right, what's going on, man? Let everybody come on in. Let me let everybody know that I'm live right now. It's hot as hell in here. I'm at an Airbnb, guys. Doing a little, very small family vacation with the babies. I'm tweeting and letting everybody know that I'm live right now. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let the gram know, and once I let the gram know, I'm good to go. I hate being in Airbnb sometimes, especially older houses, because the shit gets either real hot or it gets hella cold. It gets hella stuffy in these spots. And some of these houses might be haunted with the white supremacist spirit. I just got a real, it's a real funny white supremacist vibe up in here. I'm not meshing well with the spirit of this house. No, I'm not about to roast anybody. No. This is not about to be a roast session. No. Let's be very clear. It's not going to be a roast session at all. All right. Yes, this is not a roast session. No. Let's be clear. Roast session. Nobody's going to roast anybody. No. We got to address some things, though. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me let the gram know that I'm live right now. Then we're good to go. It's so very hot in here. I should have opened the window in this hot-ass, stuffy house. Okay. No. Hold on 1 second. Let me share this. Hold on. And then I'm good to go, guys. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. It takes me a minute to get this thing together. It's not going to be a long broadcast, because I'm trying to get it in before my kids come in. They're at the arcade right now, so they're going to come in here making a bunch of noise. All right, but I'm here. All right, look. All right, we're here. All right, everybody come on in the room. Let's chop it up. A lot of stuff going on. Everybody, while you come on in the room, and excuse the echo again, this is a big old house. I'm in an Airbnb doing a small family vacation. All right. So I'm in an Airbnb. House is a little echoey. So y'all just bear with me as far as that. What's up? Tell my brother Khalik I said, what's up, Nigel? Tell Khalik I said, what's happening? Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, guys. Oh, man. Letting everybody pile on in. Hope everybody's having a good, safe week. Hope everybody got their foundational Black American flags. Officialfba.com. That's where you can get your foundational Black American flags. Officialfba.com. All right? And like I said, please excuse the echo in here. Just waiting on everybody to pile on up. I think we're gonna have a nice size amount of people in here. All right, what's up, Elevation Allah? Shout out to everybody in here. As you know, we're still working on the Buck Breaking movie. That's coming along very, very well. And again, I'm not gonna be on too long tonight, because when my kids come in here, they're gonna be making a lot of noise. What's up in Inglewood? Shout out to Inglewood. So let me get right into it. Shout out to everybody who's hitting the Cash App, the KingFlex818, $KingFlex818 Cash App. Shout out to y'all. We got to address something, and this is not going to be a roast session of Kevin Hart. We're just addressing what our brother Kevin said and what I said, and let's get that clear. I just want to clear all this stuff up. I tweet stuff, whatever's on my mind, I tweet it. whatever's on my mind. I tweet my thoughts. If I like something, I tweet about it. If I don't like it, I'll tweet sometimes that I don't like certain things. Okay? Certain things I like, certain things I don't like. I talk about random stuff, random thoughts on Twitter. Y'all know that. And I'm pretty honest about my feelings about certain things. Okay, I'm very honest about certain things. Nothing wrong with that. I try not to tear anybody down, especially black people. If I see black people doing something, constructive with themselves, I don't want to tear them down. With Kevin Hart, I like Kevin Hart. Let's be very clear. I like Kevin Hart, and I think Kevin Hart is actually funny. I'm not one of those people who's on some Kevin Hart that nigga ain't never been funny. No, I'm not on that. Kevin Hart is a very funny brother. I think Kevin Hart is a very funny brother. So I'm not on that. And I know a lot of people have hated on Kevin Hart, and I know stuff about that. A lot of other comedians, they've said I won't even say hated on, but a lot of people have stated their opinions about Kevin Hart. That's their right. When you're out there in the public eye, people are going to say whatever they need to say or feel however they want to feel. People criticize some of the stuff I do is whatever. And I've criticized other shows on Netflix. I got a Netflix subscription. And there's certain shows on Netflix that I rock with, like the hip hop joint, I rock with that. There's comedy shows on there I rock with. Dion Cole, he had a comedy special that was very, very funny. So, I'll state that. I'll just randomly tweet that stuff. This guy is funny. Cat Williams is funny. This guy. So, my brother Kevin Hart has a new special called 0 F's Given. Okay? We're in here heavy already. We got 4,000, almost 5,000 people. So anyway, Kevin Hart has a new comedy special, 0 F's Given. I'm trying not to curse so I don't get no flags, because when I curse a lot on here, they give me the copyright flags or they ding my page. So Kevin's special, 0 F's Given, it came out and, the hashtag was trending a little bit. And I'm a fan of Kevin's. Some of his work is hit or miss, but I'm a fan. Let me see this thing. And I watched the Kevin Hart special, and it was very bad. That's no shade. This new Kevin Hart special, let's be very clear. No, I'm just talking about it on some grown man tip. Because I don't want it to be like hating, and I like Kevin Hart. I want Kevin Hart to get all the paper he needs to get. I want Kevin Hart to get all that paper. But this last special, that 0 F's Given, I'm looking at the comments, and they were like, some people were trying to big it up, the hashtag. Dude, that thing is horrible. Now, I've seen some Kevin Hart stand-up specials before. Some of them weren't my cup of tea. It was mediocre, whatever. I ain't tripping on it. All right, whatever. Some of his stand-up specials are kind of mediocre. Some were funny. What's that? Feel My Pain. One of those. Some of those are classics, but some of the latest ones are kind of hit or miss. Whatever. But this one was very bad. And a lot of people, I think, a lot of public figures don't want to say that publicly because we like Kevin. People like Kevin. People like Kevin, and people want to see Kevin win, and I want to see Kevin win too. Has Kevin helped a lot of people? Yes, Kevin has helped a lot of people in the industry. I feel that, and I Feel My Pain was cool. It was Laugh at My Pain, yes, Laugh at My Pain. That was good. But this one, family, and I'll show you the tweet. And I put up a tweet. I just tweeted. I saw it, and after I turned it off and tweeted, I'm like, oh, this, I just tweeted my thoughts on it. Let me show you the actual tweet. I didn't direct the tweet towards Kevin. This was just something I randomly tweeted like I do. I don't really, when I tweet certain things, this is the tweet here. This was from the 19th. It says, I like Kevin Hart, real cool guy, But this new Netflix stand-up special, Zero F's Given, was not funny. I had to cut it off after 10 minutes. It wasn't not attacking the brother's character or nothing like that. And again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just trying to tear a brother down doing good. I want this brother to do good, but this was very, very bad. It was very bad, and it was bad to the point of, man, I want my brother to maintain his career with something that bad. It was very, very bad. It wasn't just unfunny, it was just very bad. It was horrible. Yeah, it was a bad special. It wasn't good. Now, to say that, we got to look at it like, okay, if we say that about our brother, are we tearing him down, or is that an honest assessment? I think Kevin has a lot of yes men around him because Kevin is raking in a lot of paper. The people around him are not going to say anything. And he's not hanging around, I don't think he's hanging around a lot of other comedians because, people have taken shots at him. So he might be just like, in a bubble among himself. Just, he might be in his own little bubble, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. I see Kevin, he kind of hides behind the money. Look at all this money I make. I make all this money. I got all this money. So we'll fall into that trap a lot of times. You think you can hide behind your money and kind of seclude yourself behind your money. Okay, I'm making a lot of money, so I must be funny. So I tweeted that, and I didn't add our brother. I didn't add him in the tweet. But Kevin responded. And then people ran with the shit. It got on all the little blogs and the gossip blogs and all that stuff. So people ran with his response, and then, Shade Room and Media Takeout and just all of these other outlets ran with it. Hold on. Now, this is Kevin's response to me. He said, "Please remind me why your feedback should matter. Again, I think I've done pretty well for myself by doing this comedy that's not funny. Good luck to you in whatever it is that you do, though. Power to the people." Now, I really wasn't offended by that. That's nothing to me. But a lot of people were offended by that. A lot of people were offended. I ain't tripping on that. I ain't tripping on that. But a lot of people were offended by it. A lot of people were offended by that, what he said, especially the power to the people part. I guess because I'm a very pro-black person, that's a dig at, What's up, TJ? Wanna let mama let you in, T. Let mama let you in. Hold on, guys. My kid's about to come in here. Making a lot of noise, guys. So, you let them come on in. Yeah. What's up, dear? I'm doing. I know. Where else am I going to do it? This is the only place. Upstairs? Where upstairs? Okay. You all right? What's up, T? In the bed. In the bed? What's up? I know they're going to bother me. What's up? What's up, Taylor? What you got in your hand?
The ice cream.
What's up?
Where's the ice cream?
What's that in your hand? What is that? You got that from outside? Come on. Man, put that outside. All right, I'm about to go upstairs. Yeah, y'all chill down here. I'm gonna go upstairs. What's up, Lex? What's up?
Take your shoes off.
Come look at this fine motherfucker here. Come here, Lex. I gotta show you how fine Lexi ass is. I don't know where your ice cream is, buddy. Come here. Who? Oh, come here. Come here. We're gonna get in a minute. What's up, Lexi? This is sexy Lexi. What's happening? So you went to the arcade?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the beach and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole family's braided up. Hell yeah, we like a family of little Rick Jameses. All right, look, I'm gonna go to another side of the room because they're gonna make a gang of noise. Hold on, guys. Y'all bear with me for a minute. We're gonna keep this thing.
Just hold on the trash can.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it going, guys.
No.
Yeah, when you're in a new environment, the kids be all over the place looking at you.
Go in the trash.
Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna take this upstairs. I don't want to do it in the bed. That look kind of moist when a nigga doing a live stream laying in the bed. Cause how I'm gonna lay down? I ain't about to lay on my goddamn stomach. I ain't about to do that. So it's hot as hell down here. It is. This house it gets hella hot and it gets hella cold. It's not cold. What's up, man? What you doing over there with your little goddess twist? There you go. Show them braids. Whip them shits like Willow Smith on their ass. All right. Y'all stay downstairs. Stay downstairs. Stay downstairs. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. All right. Okay, god damn, this house is on some Amityville goddamn horror. Look at these scary ass rooms. Look this shit like a Chucky doll about to jump out on my ass. Okay. Alright, y'all bear with me. Okay, I'm gonna lay down in the bed. I'm gonna try to get comfortable. But I hate doing live streams in bed. Okay. Hold on, let me get this together. I don't want Andrew Gillum to be looking at this shit. All right. All right. All right. The lighting is a little sultry, but if Andrew Gillum is looking, don't get no ideas. And Cory Booker, don't send me no DMs, nigga. Yeah, I'm not trying to get a nigga to pull out some lubricants. All right. Okay. All right, so I guess this is cool. So if anybody tuning in new, they're like, why is this nigga in bed? Yo, I'm tall as shit. This house is little as hell. I got a duck all over the place. All right. So if anybody new coming in here wondering why I'm in bed, just listen to the playback and you'll understand why. Because I hope y'all don't think this is an OnlyFans page. Yeah. Like a nigga about to put on some soft jazz and start making it clap. No, it's not that kind of party. All right. I saw my viewership go up. When I got in the bed, I saw my numbers rise. I hope it's women. Okay, I saw the numbers rise, and we got like damn near 8,000 people in here. When I got in the bed, the numbers started rising. So I hope y'all women, y'all check the chat room. I don't want to see no Steves and Erics and Mikes all in the chat room. We're going to have to start blocking people. The minute I got in the bed, boy, these numbers shot up. Some niggas in here got excited and went and told their homies. What's up, baby? Okay. All right. So it ain't that kind of party, man. I got a whole family downstairs. This look like one of those commercials, you know, those late night commercials they show on MTV at like 2 a.m. Those implied moist commercials with a bunch of dudes. It'd be a nigga with a construction hat. Hey guys, you want to talk to some other strong men who share the same views as you? You should call 1-900 Garden Tools. And it'd be two big buff niggas on the phone giggling. Phone calls are $9.98 per minute. The fuck y'all niggas talking about? No, it ain't that. Yeah, niggas be doing some macho shit, chatting with each other. And you know what it's about. They just don't say it openly. Hey, you want to find some other men to come over and watch football with you? Dial 1-900-BUSSY chat. There's a lot of men in your area who want to watch football and sit around and just shoot the breeze. Shit. Fuck that. Hell no. Y'all know some commercials they used to show on MTV. That shit was hilarious. But anyway, let's get back to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kevin Hart. Okay, so I said that I wasn't really feeling the Kevin Hart special. I said I wasn't really feeling the Kevin Hart special. It just wasn't funny. I said it wasn't funny. And then Kevin, and let me show the tweet he put up again. I'll show that again. Kevin Hart was like, please remind me why your feedback should matter. Again, I think I've done pretty well for myself by doing this comedy that's not funny. Good luck to you and whatever it is that you do, though. Power to the people. So a lot of people are like, man, why would you get mad at that? You know, people are like, well, you must have been very sensitive, brother, to really trip on me, you know, out of all people, because a lot of people, I'm not the only person who's saying that joint wasn't funny. I'm not the only person who said that. A lot of people said it, but, you know, it might have hurt him that it was coming from me, because with me, it's coming from a genuine place of concern. It's not hating. I'm not hating on Kevin, because I'm not a stand-up comic, but I'm not hating on the brother. I'm not hating on his paper, and that's another thing. Kevin tries to kind of hide behind the paper. Let's be real. I live in the same neighborhood as Kevin Hart, so I ain't paper hating. I own a house in the same neighborhood as Kevin. I mean, he's sitting on, you know, a couple of $100 million, I think. I don't know what he got, and I don't pocket watch, but I see Kevin Hart around my neighborhood all the time. So he lives out here by me, out there by me. I'm not at home now. So I'm not money hating. Yeah, I'm not hating on him because I'm in competition with him. I'm not hating at all. I was looking at it from a perspective of a fan. Now, my response to that, and I made one little response, and my response was, hold on, let me show you that. My response was, peace, Kevin. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What the fuck is it? Okay, where is it? 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 Hold on. A lot of stuff going on here. Hold on. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hold on one second. Let me see where it is. Hold on. I lost it that damn fast. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find out. Okay. And I hope Kevin is looking, by the way. Hope Kevin is watching. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Okay, here it is. This is my response back to that, to Kevin. Whoops. Hold on. Come on, damn. All right, it says, peace, Kevin. I think my feedback matters because, one, I have a subscription to Netflix. Two, I want you to continue to succeed. But in this latest special, it seems like you were aware that you couldn't be too edgy because you had to avoid potential backlash, but that's just me. Okay. So everything was respectful. I was pretty respectful to Kevin. Yeah, because my whole thing, I'm not trying to tear my brother down. I'm really not. You know, and I didn't expect the brother to comment back because I didn't direct it at him. You know, I wasn't trying to shit on our brother. I want to see our brother win. Kevin Hart is my brother. I want to see that brother win. Kevin seems like he's a very good guy. I met him a couple of times just in passing. He's a good guy, real good guy. But this is the thing. As a fan, first of all, I'm going to speak on whatever. Look, my little subscription money. I have a subscription to Netflix. My little subscription money helped pay for his special. So my little subscription money, I can give feedback on the Netflix. Yeah, I didn't even tag him. This wasn't anything that I tagged him with. I didn't tag him. I was just tweeting my random thoughts on my own timeline. So he looked it up and then he retweeted it. He retweeted it. And he retweeted it because deep down, Kevin Hart knows that he's kind of been compromised. Kevin knows this. Kevin, when the white LGBT people got to Kevin, let's be real, they buck broke Kevin. Them white, and even before then, but with Kevin on this special, Kevin he's doing a great run right now. Kevin is doing a good run right now, and he wants to get it while the getting is good. He's trying to stack up money while the getting is good. He was a struggling comedian for a long time. Once you hit it, once you make it, you want to get it while the getting is good. You start taking everything on the table. You'll start taking and taking and taking. And sometimes when you do that, you start compromising yourself. You start wearing yourself thin. You're just doing special after special after special after special. If you notice, a lot of comics, man, they wait a while before they just keep doing specials and specials. It takes a while to kind of develop your stuff. You understand? If you notice, a lot of comics, they'll do a special, and their special is like a big event. They'll do one special, wait a few years, do another special. So there's a build-up to it. You go around, you accumulate more jokes, you accumulate more experiences. I mean, Kevin just does these specials back to back to back to back to back, and you can see that it's just like whatever. Okay? It's just like you're saying whatever. You're doing these specials, and they're probably giving you good paper. You can't walk away from the money. But you compromise your art like that. Not only are you doing these specials back to back to back to back, getting all the money, which is cool. Look, if you want to get the money, but if you don't compromise your art. Don't compromise your art. You understand? Sometimes when you're doing your art, man, sometimes you want to take your time with it. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I do documentary films, I don't just do them shits back to back to back to back to back. I wait a couple of years before I do another one. Because if I just start doing these shits back to back to back just for a money grab, I'm going to start putting out some straight bullshit. And that's what I'm not going to do. I always take my time to kind of make sure I'm doing good work. Even when my films are hot, I can, if I wanted to, I can just start putting out back-to-back bullshit, but then that's going to kind of compromise my integrity. And that will compromise my art. I believe just take my time and put out quality work, especially when a lot of stuff is self-financed, it's financed from the grassroots, so I got to really take my time. And it's just not going to be a money grab. Yeah, it's doing good. Let me tell you why. And Kevin, his whole thing is, my stuff is doing good. My stuff is doing good. My stuff is doing good. And when he addressed me, there's a lot of replies to it. What's interesting, the people co-signing him are mostly white. When you look at his comment section, when he addressed me, most of the people defending his special, talking about how funny it is, are mostly white people. I'm going to say that again. That's very important. A lot of people who saying, oh, this was just so hilarious. Oh, I hurt my sides laughing. These are white people for the most part. And some older Negroes, but for the most part, these are white people. Why is that significant? Okay? Why is that significant? Now let's go back though. They've already yanked Kevin's chain with that whole LGBT crowd. See, Netflix does a lot of LGBT stuff. They have cartoons on there, and I've criticized Netflix about this before. They got cartoons on there with the cartoon characters got pedophile symbols, and the cartoon characters talking about they're gay, and then they had that cutie stuff. So I've been very critical of stuff on Netflix. So we see what there's like some kind of agenda on Netflix. There's another show with a little boy on there. I forgot the name of the show. This little black boy is flaming on that. So, there's some kind of agenda going on over there. So they yanked Kevin's chain. They dug up an old joke. Remember, they dug up that old joke he said about gay people, like he don't want his son to be gay. Something. It was a joke. He's a comedian. But boy, they ran him through the ringer. They threatened his career. They wouldn't let him host the Oscars. They were hazing him. They were buck breaking him by letting him know, hey, look, nigga, don't get too big for your britches because we got something on your little old black ass. So don't get too comfortable. Don't get a little too edgy. Know that this little money we dangling over your head, we'll snatch that up at the drop of a hat. So you stay in your place. You understand? So the white LGBT community buck broke that brother. You can see it and feel it in his comedy special. His comedy special, he wasn't edgy. You can see him trying not to be edgy. The whole 0 F's given gives the illusion of him being edgy. There were some F's given. Okay? You did give a F. F's were given. Okay? You could see this special and see that the brother had to walk a tightrope. He wasn't going to go there. He wasn't going to be edgy. He knows that these folks are sitting around waiting on him to make some kind of misstep or just say something that they can use against him. So even on the subconscious level, you know that. And that's very bad for a comedian. For a comedian to have to self-censor, that messes up your art. To be a great comic or a funny person, man, you got to be edgy. There has to be an edge. There has to be some unpredictability there. You understand? There has to be an edge there. You understand? There has to be an edge. And he wasn't edgy at all. It was very bad. You can see that his comedy spirit was broken. His comedy spirit was broken. They broke that brother. So he has to do this bullshit sanitized comedy that white people like. See, this is why Dave Chappelle, I respect Dave, because Dave, when you want to get on that higher level, that's what they kind of do. They kind of, when they dangle them $50 and $60 million checks at you, there's something that comes with it. There's a caveat that comes with that. Dave Chappelle was a boss enough to say, hey, I'm going to walk away from that. Yeah, they want me to do shit that I don't really want to compromise. So Dave Chappelle was a G to walk away from that and then come back on his own terms and still get the bag. You see? So the difference, Dave Chappelle ain't really trying to do big movies like that, but he's a true to the game comedian. So when Dave Chappelle gets out there, he can spit the truth without worrying about any kind of backlash, because he's going to spit the truth and he's a true comedian. And that's why people respect him. And look, we respect Kevin too. We respect Kevin. That's our brother. Yeah, we almost got, we in here heavy, almost 10,000 folks. But the thing is with our brother Kevin, most of his audience is white. Okay? Yeah, now Dave Chappelle bigger than ever now. And his show, Chappelle Show, is on Netflix. So he came in on his own terms. And he's critical of a lot of shit. See, with Kevin Hart, again, Kevin knows that most of his audience is white. And what they like about Kevin, the white audience knows that he's been broken and he's not going to say anything that's really offensive to them. See, Dave Chappelle, he goes in on white folks. Notice Kevin Hart, he doesn't really say anything about any type of protest or social justice or anything like that, especially on this comedy special. He don't really go there. That's what white people like. They like a black comic that's not going to really go in on them. A big black comic who's not going to really go in on them. So a lot of white people do all their little fake laughing to that shit. Yeah, Dave is very woke. Dave, he's not afraid to really go there. You understand? With Kevin, And again, it's a lot of white people co-signing Kevin. Oh, that Tariq don't know what he's talking about. Oh, that goddamn Tariq is a race baiter, Kevin. Oh, that nigga don't know what he's talking about. You're fun. I was laughing all on the floor to you, Kevin. Oh, Kevin, I saw your special. It was so hilarious. Dying laughing. There's nothing about that special that will make you die laughing or slap your knee laughing. There's nothing about that special. Y'all get the trolls out. Where's my moderators? We got these trolls in here. The white supremacist trolls are in here. Let's get them out. But there's nothing about that special that's just going to make you slap your knee laughing. And we got to understand this. White people, they are entertained by different things when they see certain black comics than we are. White people are entertained by certain things. Certain things about a black comic is funny to them that we don't really trip on. You understand? There's certain things that are funny to them that we don't trip on. See, when black people, when we see a comic, and my y'all bear with me because my thing is kind of breaking up a little bit over here. All right. White people, when they see a black comic like Kevin Hart, what they like about Kevin, they like all of the antics and gesticulations that Kevin Hart does. They like it when Kevin starts bucking them little eyes a little bit. You see? That ain't really too funny to us. We want you to talk about some real shit. We want you to talk about something relatable. That's how we are. Black folks, when we see a comic, okay, talk about something that we can relate to. Talk about something real. Yeah? With Kevin, what he does now, instead of focusing on solid, relatable material, Kevin Hart, our brother, he really relies on a lot of his Kevin Hart antics and gestures. And that shit is funny to white people. You know what I'm saying? What white people find funny is all of the, hey, Pete, me and my family, right? Okay, hey, me and my family, okay, I'm Kevin Hart. Hey, I was going down here with my kids, okay. And I was like, okay, say, me and my kids, yeah, me and my family, okay, look. Me and my family, we went to the park, right? We went to the park, hey, my kid's dumb. So it's that. See, they like the Kevin Hart gestures. That's funny to them. That's the thing that they find funny. You understand? He does the Kevin Hart routine. And we, black folks, are like, okay, let's get to some jokes. We're like, okay, hey, Kev, let's get to some jokes, brother. We ain't really, okay, brother, we know how you act, man. Give us some fucking jokes. But white people are like, oh my God, look at them. Hey, my kids are dumb, okay? I went to the park, my kids, hey, my kids are dumb, and my kid fell down, and I was like, and my kid, he's dumb, okay? Hey, my kid's dumb. Kevin is bucking them eyes a little bit. Kevin is bucking them eyes, and that's what they like. White people like that type of shit. That's what white people like. They like a nigga to go do his gestures. They like a dude to go in. They like to see black comics do antics. You know, they see somebody acting funny without actually being funny. See, they like all the heart. That's funny to white people because, to be honest, that's on the borderline of what you talking about, Willis? Oh, God. White folks will show up just to hear a Gary Coleman say, what you talking about, Willis? Oh, he's doing his thing. Look at him. What you talking about, Willis? That's borderline dynamite. White people will pay big dollars to go see Jimmy Walker say dynamite. You understand? So Kevin, his gestures, that's that has become his own. What you talking about, Willis and Dynamite? Hey, okay. I'm short. Okay, everybody knows I'm short guy. Short guy. That's okay. Okay. Yo. You short. All the ladies are like, hey, you short. Yeah. And black folks are looking like, all right, my nigga. All right. So that's the thing. Yeah, they like to go see. They'll go see Alfonso Ribeiro do the Carlton dance. So white people like gestures. You know. So they like to go see you do gestures. See, a person like Dave Chappelle, he doesn't really have any trademark gestures. I mean, people like Jamie Foxx does a real good Dave Chappelle impersonation. And I'm not trying to, to compare comedians against each other. I'm just giving an example of how Dave Chappelle just depends on the comedy. Dave Chappelle's shtick is his comedy, is the actual routine, his thoughts. That's his calling card. Whereas Kevin Hart, he almost gets into this little slapsticky type of thing that has become his thing. Now Cat Williams, he's one of these people who his voice is just funny alone. Cat Williams can say anything, and with that voice he has, his voice is funny. That's his shtick. But our brother Cat Williams, he brings some in-depth comedy with this shit. You understand? On top of that, he just doesn't rely on that. He just doesn't rely on that exclusively. So my thing is this. With our brother Kevin, I'm not one of those people who, Kevin Hart just ain't funny. That nigga ain't funny. He ain't funny. No, he is funny. Kevin Hart is very, very funny. But he gets into that hacky thing that only white people like. It's if you want to be white people funny and get that white folks money, that's cool. Are you going to compromise your art? You don't want to do that. And I'm saying this as a fan. Kevin Hart should really flesh out his comedy specials. He should get some very good non-ass kissing writers to help him out with it, for real, and not get all these yes men around him, and really flesh it out. Also, what Kevin is going to have to stop doing, you can't use your money as a barrier. You never put your money in between you and the audience. And he knows that. Kevin has been in the business for a long time as a comedian. One of the old sayings is you don't put your money in between you and the audience. When you go out there and try to floss your money, hey, look at all money I got. I must be funny because I got all this money. No. At one point, Gary Coleman made a lot of money. Jimmy Walker made a lot of money. There's a lot of niggas. Step and Fetch It made a lot of money. Yeah. At one point, Step and Fetch It made a grip. Buckwheat made money. Shit. From the Little Rascals. It's not that hard to make some paper, if you're willing to do the right thing, nigga. Billy Porter's making money, nigga. Shit. What he got to do for it? We in here 11,000 deep. That's one thing that's a real major mistake Kevin makes. See, I'm saying this because I want our brother to do better, and I don't want our brother to fall into any pitfalls here. With Kevin, he's falling into the same thing, and I think this is what happened with Eddie Murphy. I think the reason why Eddie Murphy really stopped doing comedy is Eddie Murphy, after Raw, number one, it was very hard to top that. And he went out with a bang, which was good, but what happened was Eddie Murphy, he went from stand-up to a mega movie star. Now, that's going to compromise the edginess within your comedy. Because when Eddie Murphy's last special, Raw, was Raw, it's very edgy. And there was a lot of backlash against Eddie with a lot of stuff that he was saying in that special. The media was on Eddie's ass. A lot of you guys are not old enough to remember, but when you are a black person and you become a superstar like that, and then you try to be edgy, the white media will use that shit against you. They'll use your comedy routine and the edginess from your comedy routine against you. They'll use it against you. And they were doing that with Eddie then, and they were also trying to do it recently. Remember when Eddie Murphy announced that he was going to come back to comedy? I remember old dude from Bravo, Andy, I forgot his last name, that Andy dude, he was like, well, yeah, Eddie Murphy's talking about coming back. I remember back in the day, Eddie Murphy was very homophobic. So they're already trying to dig shit from the 80s to throw on Eddie now. Just in case Eddie comes back to comedy, they're going to start trying to throw the homophobic thing on Eddie. So that was really one of the reasons why Eddie Murphy just kind of said, let me chill out with this, because if I go out here, they're going to use my routines against me in the media and try to tear my ass down. So let me just charge that comedy stand-up thing to the game. Yeah? So Eddie knows if he gets back on that stage, which I personally don't think he should get back out there, because what they're going to do, they're going to use all that LGBT stuff from the 80s and bring that shit up now. Yes, this brother did 2 classic specials. He did 2 classic specials. Yeah? So what they do when black comics start getting to the movie game, they yank their chain. Remember, they did the same thing with Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan made some gay jokes, and they got on Tracy Morgan and forced Tracy Morgan to apologize. Y'all remember that? They did Tracy Morgan the same way. They forced him to apologize. So with black comics, I understand how the game works. Yeah, Richard Pryor was truly raw. He didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn all the way to the end. Yeah? And the thing is, Richard had some real cats around him. Even they fought and, they had a little bickering here and there, but he had people like Jim Brown around him. He had people like Paul Mooney around him. Yeah? People letting him know the real deal. He had people around him letting him know the real deal. Yeah? Yeah, they tried to do the same thing to Arsenio on his show. Y'all remember on the Arsenio Hall show, and you can look the clip up, and I used to go to the Arsenio Hall show at the Paramount lot all the time. I used to go watch the show all the time. We used to go up there because they taped Party Machine up there. We would go up there to Mac to the Girls on Party Machine. That was a show that Arsenio Hall was executive producing. And it was also shot on the Paramount lot. So we would go up there to that show all the time. Back in the early 90s. We had a great time. But I remember one time, some white LGBT people came up there and disrupted Arsenio's show. Talking about some of his jokes were homophobic. See, the white LGBT community, they've been attacking black artists for years. They've been pulling that little bullshit on black folks for years, man. And y'all can go look online, you can see some white LGBT dudes show up to Arsenio Hall's taping, and they stood up in the audience with some kind of shirts on from some white LGBT organization and tried to front on Arsenio Hall live on television. Yeah, Party Machine was the shit. Man, we used to be on there macking to all the girls up there. Yeah. So they do that with black comics. So I get where Kevin is coming from. But my man, don't compromise your art, because Kevin is a funny guy. I don't want to see, chase all the bags and then fizzle the hell out. Because he knows he's having a good run. But you can't keep putting out these unfunny specials. That's clearly some shit that's just thrown together. And again, you can't use your money as a shield. Like, okay, look at all this money I got. That's the worst mistake you can make. Also, the way this special was done, the reason why I don't think it resonated with a lot of black folks, again, white people will watch it just to see the Kevin Hart gestures. But the thing is, Kevin did the special at his house. It's like, hey, look at my house. Hey, I'm successful. Look at my house. Hey, look at me. Look at me. It's like, okay, look at my big successful house. Here I am. I'm successful. I must be great because I got a big successful house, and all of you get to come to my house and watch me do comedy at my house because and then you do that, you better be funny. Yeah, that right there. See, now it makes you look like you're too comfortable. Comedy is raw. It's edgy. Yeah, you playing it safe. You know, I'm doing comedy in my big lovely house. Y'all come see me. Look at, hey, my house. Hey, look at me. It's like that Rocky movie where Rocky is one of those Rocky movies where the Sylvester Stallone character Rocky got too comfortable. He got too much money. He's driving around in Rolls Royces. He's flossing. Hey, look at me. I got all this money. You know, I'm the Italian stallion. And then get in the ring and get your ass beat. And then they tell him, hey, nigga, Rocky, you're going to have to come back down here to the gutter in Philly. You're going to have to come back down here to the gutter. You're going to have to come down here. None of the lights and the pizzazz. You're going to have to come back down here to really get that craft going. Yeah, that quarantine comedy. Was it Rocky 3? Yeah, they had to take Rocky, back down to the hood. Yeah, you're not going to be working out with all of these, the state of the art punching bags. No. You can't do that. You're not going to be eating gluten-free protein shakes and all that. No. You had to come down to the gully. You're going to have to come down here in the streets and really get your shit right. And that happened in real life. What's old dude, Tyson Fury? When Tyson Fury went up against our brother, white boy Tyson Fury, it was a tie. It was a draw. But then Tyson Fury, he got with some of those black boxing trainers in Detroit. You see? Was it in LA they took off? I forgot the storyline. But I'm talking about Tyson Fury. With Tyson Fury, when Tyson Fury fought our brother, man, it was a draw, but then Tyson said, okay, let me step my shit up. Tyson Fury, yeah, I know Fury cheated, but Tyson Fury went in that damn ring more prepared than he was before. We can say Tyson cheated all you want to, but he went in that motherfucker more prepared. And he went up there with them brothers and he got in better shape. He took his ass up there and got in better shape, though. He went to Detroit and he looked better. He was faster. Yeah, maybe his ass cheated, but he was in better goddamn shape. Yeah? But we in here heavy. We're in here heavy. So the thing is, we got to understand where our brother Kevin, we rock with him. We want to see our brother win. We want to see our brother on top. We want to see our brother succeed. But we're going to have to acknowledge when he's going to have to polish up his game. Yeah, you're making a lot of money, but you're getting that white folks, Gary Coleman, what you talking about, Willis money. All right, so that ain't nothing to hang your hat on. Don't hang your hat on that, man. Oh, see, don't make the mistake into believing, okay, all these white folks are listening to me, all these white folks like me, so I must be thorough if all these white people like me so much. We in here 11,000 deep, heavy. Let's get to 12,000. See, a lot of black folks make the mistake. Hey, look at all this money I'm making. All these white people like me, I must be great. I must be the shit if all these white people like me. No, white people like you, number one, is because you're not going to be threatening to them. Number one, the reason why they like him, white women and white men, number one, Kevin Hart is a little bitty guy. So white men and their girlfriends can look at him because he's a little dude. White people always like little Negroes, and I'm not I'm not saying that to be disparaging. White people love little Negroes. That's a thing in white supremacist society. That goes back to Gary Coleman in Different Strokes. Who was Gary Coleman? Gary Coleman was a little Negro who wouldn't grow. That's how white people looked at him. Now, he was our brother. Gary Coleman was our brother, but they like niggas who won't grow. They loved Emmanuel Lewis. That's why they would have all these shows on TV with little Negroes. Well, somebody, one comic called them Shetland Negroes. The Negroes who won't really grow. Yeah, all these shows, Emmanuel Lewis Webster, they had these non-threatening man children who were funny. That shit is funny to them. Well, y'all got to understand how white supremacists think. Certain things to them is funny as hell. Little Negroes who don't grow that big, that shit is hilarious to them. They love short Negroes. It's like pygmies. They like that shit. That shit is funny to them. White people are real strange. Y'all don't get it twisted. They like Negroes who don't grow. White people are very strange. They don't like it. You see how they hate me. I'm 6'5". They can't stand my ass. The motherfuckers done tried to kill me, everything. They done tried to assassinate my ass. I'm too tall. They hate tall niggas like me who tell them to kiss. I tell them to kiss my black ass, so they really don't like me. But if I was a little bitty nigga, oh, Tariq. Oh, look at Tariq. We love him. Oh, his little radical Tariq. It wouldn't be a problem. Look at you being all radical. Knowing I ain't gonna bust a grape. You know? They love little Negroes. White people are very strange like that. They're very strange. White people, they like little Negroes because white people it's almost like a superstition. They think little Negroes are magical. It's like, white people, they would put up statues of little lawn jockeys in front of their homes. Even now, man, if you go around white neighborhoods, there's little statues of little Negroes with a light in a horse jockey outfit in front of their house. A little bitty Negro, bucking his eyes. They like that shit. They like little Negroes. That's a thing in white supremacist society. Yeah, the leprechauns, when you look at leprechauns, let's go deep. Can we get deep with some history here? The leprechaun myth, and I'm being dead ass serious, by the way, that's really based off some of the black people who were in Ireland years ago. Like centuries ago, there were these little black pygmy people up in Ireland. That became the myth of the leprechaun. Go read a book, Ancient and Modern Britons by David McRitchie. It sounds like I'm bullshitting. Go read the book. Yeah, the Twa people and these little pygmy people. A lot of Ireland, some of the original people of Ireland, like Cheddar Man and all that, these were black-skinned people. Some of them were very little people. The Twa people up there in Ireland. So that leprechaun myth came out of these little African people, these little bitty people who were up there in Ireland. So a lot of white people, their ancestral memory, remember these little old Negroes up there in Ireland, up there in Europe. So they've always had this little thing. Little niggas are magical to them. Just like the Wizard of Oz. They would have the little Oompa Loompas. They would have them in different colors. A white person who's small and won't grow, that's something that white folks like to be around. They look at that as some lucky shit. It brings them good luck. It's entertaining to them. That's why the show, remember Fantasy Island? They had a little non-white Hervé Villechaize, the dude playing Tattoo on Fantasy Island. White people loved him. A little non-white Was Hervé Villachez Hispanic? I want to say he was French. For some reason, I want to say little Hervé Villachez. I know he was like French, Hispanic, something. What was Hervé Villachez? Hold on. Let me look that up real quickly. Some of y'all might be saying some shit that might be. Hold on. Okay, he was French. Okay, hold on. That's what I thought. I might be saying some name that y'all don't understand. Okay. Hervé Villachez, he was from France. That's what I thought. I remember him being from France. Okay, what the fuck was he mixed with? English born, Andre Villachez, surgeon in Toulon. Okay, they were something. Because he wasn't just a little French dude. He looked like he had some kind of Spanish or some shit in him. Andre Villachez, okay. Okay, he looked like he had some kind of Spanish in him or something. But he would be, the plan! He would just... Little Hervé would get out there and yell, the plane. Was he Mexican? I don't think he was Mexican. I don't know. Yeah, but he was like the little servant. Was he Filipino? He was Polynesian, right? What was he? What was Tattoo, man? He wasn't all white. You can tell he was some little old exotic Negro. He was like French Polynesian. Okay. That makes sense. I've been out there to Tahiti and all of those French Polynesian places, so they've colonized that place. Okay. He was born. Okay. So, okay. He's French Polynesian. Okay. Okay, but yeah, his little ass on every show, they have him get out there and ring a bell. He'd go up to the bell tower on Fantasy Island, and every episode he'd go up there, bing, bing, the plan. It was entertaining but horrible at the same time. It was very exploitive. And he was standing up next to this big regal white man, Ricardo Montalban, Mr. Rourke, exotic, astute white man, and you know, Ricardo Montalban had that real cool accent. Welcome to Fantasy Island. And then Little Tattoo, look at the beautiful ladies, Buff. Called him Buff. Buff. What time did the plane come, Buff? So he was like he was the stand-in Negro. Tattoo was the little stand-in Negro. He was like a Negro proxy. He was like a little slave. They had him as a little slave on that damn island. And what's funny, in real life, Little Tattoo had a gang of bitches. In real life, he had a gang of hoes. That little Fantasy Island money, he was tricking that little money off big time. He had like a little horse ranch out here. How this little old nigga riding horses? So yeah, you know, white people, they like little Negroes who do little funny gestures. They almost look at it as like being a wind-up monkey. I'm not saying this to disparage anybody. I'm just talking about how white people think. When they see a Negro being entertaining, it's like a wind-up monkey to them. We better understand white people's sense of humor. It's way different than ours. Yeah, don't ever think that just because white people are rocking with you that you doing the right thing or whatever. Nigga, you better, the opposite. If too many white people are rocking with you, yeah, hold on, what the hell? I'm doing something, maybe I'm doing something wrong. If too many of them are rocking with you, hold on. Am I doing something wrong? Huh? Yeah? certain things are funny to white people that we don't understand. Yeah, sometimes they're laughing at you and they're not laughing with you. Yeah, just like, yeah, Beetlejuice on Howard Stern. They got a little Negro, a little dude who won't grow, and they bring him on, and he's just the funniest thing in the world to them. White people love little Negroes. It's like they look at it as their personal little wind-up monkey. You know? Yeah, that's their little wind-up monkey. They're non-threatening. Oh, he's a little Negro. He's not going to hurt nobody. Oh, this is my black friend. They'll bring the black friend around. He's little. He's non-threatening. He's not going to hurt nobody. Everybody's bigger than him. He's like a big grown kid. And he's not... And I'm looking at Kevin Hart, and I'm not disparaging Kevin, but Kevin, he won't really go in on white supremacy like that. Kevin is a very safe Negro. He's getting his money. Kevin is getting his little money. That's cool. But he's a very safe Negro. Don't be fooled by them white people laughing at you, brother. Don't be fooled by that. They laugh at different shit than we do. Yeah? Do not be fooled by that. A lot of black folks make that mistake. Oh, all these white people are listening to me? Hey, man, I'm the shit. Y'all got to get like me. No. That's what Jimmy Walker used to say. Yeah? Again, no shade, no disrespect. Kevin Hart is our brother. I want to see Kevin win. I want that brother to stack his money. I respect what my brother does. I just want him to be great. Kevin Hart is funny. I'm not going to say that brother's not funny. Kevin Hart knows how to get down. When Kevin really has no filter, he goes in. I remember when he was on Jamie Foxx show, and they were all snap on his radio show, on the Foxhole Radio, and him and Johnny Mac and all those dudes, they were all snapping. They were going at it. Kevin was hanging in there with those dudes. Kevin was in there hanging with those dudes by himself. All of them were snapping on Kevin, and Kevin was going in by himself on them. You dig? He hung in there. I remember Kevin was out there with Meek Mills. They were backstage, and him and Kevin was snapping on Meek Mill's homies behind the stage. It was going in. That shit is funny. That's really no filter. When you just being raw with it, with no filter, you know how to get down. Kevin is a funny dude. Yeah, he was funny on Foxhole. He's up there with some real thorough-ass comics, hanging in there with them. You see? But when you get away from that, when you start, when you start getting into your luxury surroundings, sometimes you get a little bit spoiled, and you want to try to, kind of hide behind your money. You cannot do that. You can't hide behind that money. No. You got to get out there and start getting busy. Yeah? You say, I'm funny because, yeah, people think the stuff I do is funny because I don't give a shit. A lot of people think the stuff I do is funny because I don't censor myself, and I don't give a shit about no backlash. I be damn if especially the white LGBT community is going to yank my fucking chain. Yeah. Things are funnier. You can really, when you are able to be free self and be edgy without a filter, that's where the funny comes in. One of my favorite comics is Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans is legend. Damon Wayans is very funny. But I remember one year, Damon Wayans hosted like some kind of music show. I want to say, was it the Grammys, the American Music Award? It was one of those shows. It was some kind of music award show, and they had Damon Wayans as the host. And Damon was horrible because they already told Damon what he couldn't say. You can already tell that they had censored him and they killed him. And all of his shit was just falling flat. It was the worst. And I wish he had not have done that one award show. It was horrible on that show. You can't get somebody whose whole calling card is Hinge. Was it the BET Award? It was one of those shows. It was one of those shows, and it was horrible because they told him what he couldn't say. They had already given him a list of, hey, you're gonna have to you can't be so edgy. Nah, and at the time, I think he was still getting that wife and kids money. Yeah. So you can't do that. You can't get a comic who's known for being edgy, and then you try to pull them up there to make them less edgy. You know? That's not going to work for a comic like that. You know? So, that is what it is. We still in here heavy, guys. A lot of other stuff that I want to touch on. Family, y'all know that white supremacist suspect, Kyle Rittenhouse, they got $2 million cash bail and got that dude out of jail. That Kyle Rittenhouse dude, they got him out of jail. He is free now. The actor Ricky Schroeder was the person who put up like $150,000 to help get him out. They're really on code with Kyle Rittenhouse. They're hella on code with Kyle Rittenhouse, and let me tell you why. With Kyle Rittenhouse, and for those who don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse was this white dude, a teenage white boy who went up to Wisconsin at a Black Lives Matter protest. He was going to try to ambush some black folks, but black folks peeped him out. So he shot and killed a couple of white people. Now, some people are like, well, what does this got to do with racism? And the people he shot was white. This is why. They shot the white people because they were off the white supremacist code. See, this is a very important case for white supremacy. Yeah, Silver Spoon. They've been trying to cape for Kyle Rittenhouse big time. This is very important. This is a very important case. Why? Because Kyle Rittenhouse, number one, he represents the new generation of suspected white supremacists, one. Number two, he took out two white people who were off code as far as white supremacy. These were two white people who tried to defend black folks. Okay? In white supremacist culture, that's a big no-no. The only thing worse than a nigger is a nigger lover. Number three, this is going to set a bad precedent if Kyle gets convicted, because if Kyle gets convicted, then there's a possibility that law enforcement or the feds will start looking into the police agency that deputized him. Meaning, he was out there working with the police. Kyle Rittenhouse was out there working with the cops. And that's what's going on all around the country. They got these white supremacist groups out here working with the police. The police are doing these little under-the-table deals where they turn a blind eye to the Boogaloo Boys and the Proud Boys and the 3%ers and the Patriot Play. They're working with law enforcement around the country where law enforcement has them do the dirty work, and law enforcement just sits up, just kind of twiddling their thumbs while these guys are terrorizing folks. Now that this Kyle guy has taken it a step further and actually killed two people, see how desperate the white supremacists are to kind of save this guy? Because if he gets convicted, this is going to set a precedent that these dangerous white supremacist deputized groups out here, they're going to start possibly getting prosecuted too. So they don't want that precedent set. This is a very important case. This is why the Proud Boys and all those guys were running around last weekend out there in D.C. talking about Kyle Rittenhouse didn't do anything wrong, because they represent him. They deputize these folks. Yeah? And that's the problem. Yes, Kiera, I talked about the kid who was lynched down there in Louisiana. Now we're seeing guys where black folks last week was a black dude in Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma. Or was it Omaha? It was in one of those places. A brother, I think his name was Kenneth, he got ambushed, killed by a couple of race soldiers. A couple of black folks then got killed down in Florida by race soldiers because of traffic stops. They're just ambushing black people during traffic stops now. Family, this can be rectified. This can be rectified. We can fix this stuff if we really wanted to. Yeah? This stuff can be rectified. And it's up to us to do it. It's going to have to be up to us to fix this stuff. Because we got too many Negroes out here. And especially in Texas. I keep seeing so many different black folks get killed in Texas. Rappers and people getting shot. I mean, niggas are shooting rappers and you're shooting all these other black people out in Texas. But come on. Out there in Atlanta, the white supremacists had a march out there in Atlanta this week. Some of these white supremacist groups had a march out there in Atlanta. But niggas be up here shooting up the Lenox Mall. They just shot the Lenox Mall up a couple of times. Come on, man. What's really going on? Niggas shooting up the damn Lenox Mall over and over again. And this is why, family, we got to stop being afraid. We got to stop being afraid to tell these people what we want. We got to stop being afraid to say, hey, look, all you politicians out here, we're going to have to get a black agenda. We're going to have to do some things specifically for foundational black Americans. We're going to have to stop being afraid. So we got to stop being punks out here. We stop being afraid to not support certain politicians. We're going to have to stop being afraid to be able to go out here and start doing our own work, putting in our own work. Because right now, the politicians that we have, they're running a con game on us. Right now, what they're going to do, the new con game is to sit up here and act like they're doing something for black folks by doing all these lift-all programs. The name of the game is to do all these lift-all programs and then claim that it's something for black people. That's the new con game. They're taking a play out of Donald Trump's book. See, Donald Trump was running around talking about all the stuff he was doing for black folks. See, Donald Trump had no problem lying. See, when you talk about, hey, black folks want something done, well, we did do something for black people. What'd you do? Well, we stopped unemployment. I mean, look at all the unemployment we helped stop. No, you did. Oh, yes, I did. Look at the numbers. So they're just doing a whole bunch of I'm white and I say so. So what they're doing now, they're putting their Negro minions out here doing the I'm a Sambo when I say so narrative. So what they're doing now, they're getting these Negroes out here. Ayanna Pressley was out here talking about student loans forgiveness, debt forgiveness. That's racial justice. That's a crock of BS. When they start using the disproportionate numbers game, they're running a con. This is the new con game, is to pretend they're doing something for us when they lift up all these other groups and they claim that is racial justice. The other day, guys, after Ayanna Pressley sat up here talking about student debt forgiveness is racial justice, when it's not, because black people, every black person doesn't go to college. A lot of people who are in these HBCUs and these colleges are a lot of East Indians, a lot of people from the diaspora, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of other people, a lot of these Rachel Dolezals. But the name of the game is for them to sit up here and act like these lift-all programs in order to create and maintain the wealth gap is going to be for black people. Remember, the name of the game, guys, is to maintain the wealth gap. All of these other groups are on top of us as far as wealth and resources because they have specific things given to their groups. The reason why we're on the bottom and all of the white, Hispanic, Asian, all these other groups on top of us, they get specific tangibles that we don't get. So the wealth gap, we're here on the bottom. We got to stay on the bottom. When they do a lift-all program, all that does is lift everybody up to maintain us on the bottom. Okay, always remember that. Lift-all programs does not help us, and it does not help remove the wealth gap. When you do a lift-all program, instead of a lift-all, we need a specific elevation process so that we can be moved up exclusively. When you move everybody up, we stay on the bottom. You give all of these other groups more resources to stand on our necks. All you do is give these people more resources to stand on our necks. It's always going to keep us down. So whenever you hear about all of these lift-all programs, these programs are designed to keep us maintained on the bottom. It's never to help us. That is a con game. Please understand that con game that they play. So now, those Congressional Black Caucus Negroes, I said this almost halfway joking. And let me show you my illustration here, by the way, of what I just explained. Okay, let me show you the illustration. I put this up many times before. But the lift-all illustration, just to see how the lift-all illustration works. And I'm by an airport, excuse me. Okay. This is the lift-all program. You see the black person is on the bottom. You have the East Indian on top of him, or he could be Hispanic. Then you have the white Native American. Then you have the Middle Eastern person. Then you have the Asian guy. Then you have the white guy on top. The black person on the bottom. That's race relations. And over here to the right, lift-all policy. So you just lift everybody up, and we're still on the bottom. Always understand that's what a lift-all program does. Lift-all programs keep us on the bottom. Always understand that. It keeps us on the bottom. It keeps us on the bottom. Okay? Gotta understand that. Now, Cori Bush, she said something the other day. Now, after Ayanna Pressley was doing all of that, student loan debt is racial justice, I said, this is going to be the new con game. I made this tweet right here. Let me show y'all a tweet I put up. And I was halfway joking when I put this tweet up. Okay? I tweeted this on November 18th. Okay. I said the CBC, they get tangibles for others, but they tell black people nonsense like the Green New Deal is a racial justice policy because it provides cleaner oxygen, and this helps black people because they disproportionately get asthma. I tweeted that on November 18th. Family, when I tweeted that, I was making up a scenario that was so asinine, just to give an example of how asinine and they are and how dumb they think we are. I tweeted that just to show how dumb they think we are. Family, do you know the very next day, hold on. Are you getting the belt for them? What's that? Okay. Okay. Cori Bush, I'm here to say that winning a Green New Deal is a racial justice issue. That's on the 19th, the very next day. She did a speech. This is the very next day. Now, some people say, well, they must have heard you. No. They didn't hear me say that. They already had that plan. That means they were already planning on using the Green New Deal as racial justice. They were already planning on using that line. They were already planning on using that. Family, these people are this damn predictable, it's ridiculous. And dude, she did a speech saying damn it what I said word for word. It ain't them looking at me. They had that planned already. They already had that planned. I'm just like, this is how, I'm like, are they that dumb? I'm just thinking, do they think we're that dumb? I wouldn't be surprised if they say that the Green New Deal is going to help black people because we disproportionately get asthma. And damn it, they said it. Hold on, let me play that clip of Cori Bush. Hold on, let me play the clip of Cori Bush. Let me find that clip. Hold on. Let me find that clip of her. Okay, let me play this clip of Cori Bush. And I'm going to get on her in a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is Cori Bush. Listen to what she's saying here. Listen to what she's saying. So this was already planned. Hold on.
There was a day when I didn't care about the climate. I thought the climate crisis and climate issues was all of our environment was about recycling and endangered animals. Well, I tell you what, I found out after fighting about why is my energy bill so high, fighting about why do I keep having to go to the hospital for asthma, why is my child to the hospital for asthma, and then I realized that it's these coal companies and it's these companies that are the ones that are pushing this into our communities, into communities that have nothing to do with it, that are the most impacted who look like me. When I think about my district, where black children are 10 times as likely to go to the ER for asthma than white children, we got to do something about it. So we're calling on the Biden administration right now to save lives. For the alternative, we need bold leadership, and we're asking you because we voted for you. Black and brown community showed up. Ilhan Omar and our sister right here, Rashida Tlaib, showed up and made sure that people were out, showed up to vote. So we're asking you to show up for us, and we need it now. Thank you.
Okay, this woman is full of shit. This woman is full of shit. Hold on, guys. Hold on. This shows you how full of shit these folks are, guys. And notice another thing. All of these gestures she doing, all these gestures and kicking her leg and all that old mammy shit she's doing. Dude, family, I was halfway joking. I'll be out there in a minute, T. Family, when I said they'll use asthma to say that the Green New Deal is for black people, I was halfway joking. I'm like, I made up the most asinine scenario I could think of, and they actually said the shit. Dude, I made up a scenario, and they actually said it. Yeah, she all kicking her leg, doing all that. They love a mammy. What we gonna do? We gonna do that then. I told you, they love Negroes doing all these little gestures and stuff. Yeah, she's doing all that dancing and kicking. What the hell is she doing? What the fuck is all that? She all kicking her legs and shit. What is this? All this old pop locking. What the fuck is that? I'm here for black and brown lives, and then we gotta get out here and we gotta see what's going on out here with the Green New Deal because we voted for. And she's one of those folks who get out there doing all that mammy dancing. She does a lot of that dancing out there. Well, she's all kicking and tapping her leg. What the hell is this, man? What is this? God damn, man. This is who they got out here representing us. And let me tell you something. They try to make it seem like, okay, Cori Bush was somebody on a grassroots level who was out here. And this is why I told y'all, this Cori Bush lady, where the hell did she come from? They were talking about she was out there doing the Ferguson. That's how she got started, during the Ferguson riots. This is what they tell you, how she got started. She was one of the protesters out there during Ferguson. She was a minister. She's a reverend. And let me tell you something. That Ferguson thing, we got to understand how that thing was set up. Ferguson, the Mike Brown protest, that was one of the first major, in our modern times, one of the first major protests about social justice for black people that the white media kind of promoted to a certain degree. That was the first one in a long time, the Mike Brown protest out there in Ferguson. The white media had to take control over it very quickly. Let me tell you, let's break that down real quickly. Let's break Ferguson down very quickly. When the whole Mike Brown thing popped off, the first few days, there was a media blackout. Listen, let's break this thing down. The first few days of Ferguson, there was a media blackout. I was out there early. before the media got out there. So I was out there in the streets with the folks. There was a media blackout. The media was told not to talk about what was going on out there. A lot of stuff that you saw about Ferguson was being shown on social media. You understand? A lot of stuff was being shown on social media. Then when the media came out, all of a sudden, these strange protesters came out of nowhere, okay? All of these weirdos started showing up. The white media and the white Democrats and the white powers that be started sending their Negro minions down there to dissipate the energy. A lot of the black folks who were down there, the real grassroots people, the people, go back in there with mommy, buddy. Hold on. That door won't lock for some reason. I don't want to try to close it. Sorry, guys. My kids are running in here. But listen. Ferguson became controlled opposition. The word from the top was to disparage and get rid of any black people who the grassroots are really rocking with, and let's put in our own folks. This was the same thing that was done in the 1960s, guys. Let's look at it from a historical standpoint. Listen, in the 1960s, as you know, black grassroots people were being targeted heavy, including Dr. King. Remember, they've been trying to kill Dr. King for years. They were trying to get Dr. King to commit suicide. They didn't want to outright kill him. That was going to be the last resort, which they ended up doing anyway. And there was a major backlash. There was a hell of a backlash, which they didn't want that backlash, but they just got desperate and just flat out killed him. But even before then, all the way going up to like 1963, they've been trying to kill Dr. King since at least 1963, maybe earlier. You understand? They got rid of Malcolm in 64, 65 when they got rid of Malcolm. But listen, with Dr. King, they were trying to get him to kill himself. They were, getting all these tapes and just doing all types of stuff to sabotage him. And what they were going to do, the FBI, they had a coon who they were going to put in the place of Dr. King. They wanted to kill Dr. King in around 63, 64. There was a coon named Sam Pierce, who was a lawyer. I think he was out of New York. 64, okay. There was a black lawyer named Sam Pierce who the FBI was going to put in place of Dr. King. They had their own coons ready. Sam Pierce, look that name up. Sam Pierce ended up working for the Reagan administration in the 80s. And Sam Pierce got caught in a big scandal in the 80s with a whole bunch of money being fucked up. So he got caught in some scandals back in the 80s working under Reagan. It was a coon named Sam Pierce. They were going to put him in the place of Dr. Martin Luther King after they killed King. But they were trying to kill him earlier. Okay? Bayard Rustin was another LGBT coon. Bayard Rustin, they had some over Bayard Rustin's head. Bayard Rustin got caught in a car with some dudes spreading bussy. So Bayard Rustin had some charges on him, so they were using those charges to dangle over Bayard Rustin's head. Bayard Rustin was working with the CIA and the FBI. But I digress. But I'm just letting you know, they had their own Negroes in place to replace the grassroots folks. Remember, let's be real. If we're going to be real, the civil rights, a lot of those people in the mainstream media of the civil rights movement, a lot of them were on some LGBT shit, even in the 60s. A lot of those Negroes who the main propped up in the 1960s were on some LGBT shit. Y'all better start looking into some of these folks and looking at their get down. It wasn't just Bayard Rustin. It wasn't just James Baldwin. It was a lot of folks. You understand? So let's fast forward to now. They were implanting their own activists in Ferguson. D. Ray McKesson showed up. Netta, all of these people they were getting to be the activists down there that they were trying to make the new Dr. King. And the people on the grassroots, our brother Darren Seals, smacked D-Ray's ass up. They were getting some of those Negroes out of there. The real grassroots activists were clashing with these Negroes that they were placing down there. That Brittany chick, they were planning all of these LGBT Negroes down there in Ferguson heavy. Remember when D-Ray and those guys and Netta were trying to attack me? I was getting attacked by some of these fake-ass activists because I was putting a lot of money on the streets down there in Ferguson. I had all types of money on the streets down there helping people out, and I was funding a whole bunch of shit on the low down there. So the white media and their Negro minions started attacking me like crazy. I had a little town hall meeting down there. You had some of these operatives calling the police on the town hall meeting, saying that we were planning to attack folks, and they were doing all types of little shiesty shit down there. I'm telling you firsthand the shit that was going on down there in Ferguson, because I was down there in the mix and I saw it, and I was one of the people that was being attacked by those left-wing media outlets and their Negro minions. That's why I don't fuck with D-Ray today. D-Ray was one of the people that was attacking my Netta, Brittany Packett. She's full of shit. She was attacking me. We see how phony and fraudulent they are. She was attacking Darren Seal. It's not a surprise that Darren Seal got killed the way he got killed. They didn't want, and I was trying to warn my brother. Darren Seal was a very good friend of mine. I was trying to warn my brother about some of the people that they were putting on him. I saw they were setting our brother up. Family, do y'all know how many grassroots activists out there in Ferguson and St. Louis got killed who was connected to the Mike Brown case? It was a bunch of them. It was a bunch of them who got killed. That's not a coincidence. I'm telling you, the white media and the white leftists, they were using that. That was going to be their breeding ground to create their new activists. They were creating their new activists down there. So now they were playing chess. Now that they put a few activists out there to take a lot of pictures with them, now when it's time to get these Sambos to run for office, now it looks like they were grassroots. So now this Cori Bush lady comes out of nowhere with her buck dancing, and she got pictures of her down in Ferguson. So you think, okay, but damn, she must be real. She was out there in Ferguson. No, anybody who come out of Ferguson now, you better watch that shit. Because a lot of the real ones were getting killed. You dig? DeAndre Joshua. A lot of the real ones were out there getting killed in Ferguson, dude. Yeah? Y'all watch these folks, man. They'll talk black one minute, then all of a sudden, black and brown lives matter. Black trans lives matter. You watch that stuff and watch how dangerous all of that black and brown talk is, man. That black and brown talk is extremely dangerous, man. Because when you talk that black brown stuff, you know, that brings us here. This right here, for example, UCLA professor Laura Gomez says, give reparations to Latinos too. See, this is what that dumbass black and brown talk gets us into, man. Other groups feel like they got to latch on to what we got going on. When we start getting something popping, when we get a movement popping, all of these other groups start feeling like they're entitled to shit. The Latino community don't give us nothing. They don't include us in anything. They don't include us in shit. But the minute we start talking about what we need to get, well, they're entitled to it. No, you're not. I really wish black people stop all that black and brown talk, man. Ain't no black and brown, man. We all we got. There's nothing wrong with that, man. We good enough. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? We don't owe nobody nothing. Nobody deserves reparations more than foundational black Americans. Nobody. We deserve that exclusively. We were the ones who exclusively built this country from scratch. Don't let nobody else tether you on to us. And family, this week, possibly Wednesday, we're going to start breaking some stuff down because it's Thanksgiving this Wednesday, this Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to do a special Thanksgiving show breaking down the real history of foundational Black Americans and how we were the Aboriginal people of this land. I'm gonna get real deep for Thanksgiving this week. I'm gonna get real deep on that for Thanksgiving this week. This is something that has to be talked about. I want y'all to tune in. We're gonna break this down real heavy this week on this channel. Y'all need to subscribe to this channel and tune in this week. I'll probably do that show Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'm gonna bring a lot of receipts to show how foundational Black Americans, this is our land, and we've had a con game run on us to make us feel like we're foreigners on our own land. This is something we're gonna have to get out of our fucking minds. We're gonna have to stop using the term African American. We're gonna have to stop using that term. We're going to have to stop using the term black and brown. You understand? There's a lot of shit we're going to have to stop doing and get our minds right. We do dumb shit out of habit. We do things that are detrimental to us, and then other people take advantage of our naivete. We're going to have to learn who we are. I'm going to have to break this thing down for real, for real. We got to stop falling for the trick bag. Everybody, please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed to this channel. Anyway, I'm going to go in here and see what my babies are doing. They're running all over this haunted house. But anyway, again, my brother Kevin Hart, you're my brother. I want to see you successful. Again, I'm not here to roast Kevin Hart. That's my brother. I want my brother to be successful. I want my brother to be true to his art. And I want my brother to continue to be successful with his art and not listen to what these corny white people are buying into, what they like. What they like ain't the same thing as what we like. Please don't get caught up in what these white folks are enjoying about you, brother. That's the biggest mistake a lot of black folks make. Anyway, guys, that's been today's episode. Glad to have y'all tuning in. We had a great conversation tonight. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Get the official FBA flags, the Foundation of Black American flags, at officialfba.com. Get the Ogun Juice pepper spray at ogunjuice.com. And get Hidden Colors 1 through 5 at hiddencolorsfilm.com. I'm going to holla, ladies and gentlemen.